Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Monday, Martin Luther King Celebration Day. Happy MLK Day, the 19th day of January 2026. Martin Luther King's actually birthday was last week, but they always celebrate it on this Monday. I think it's the third Monday in January. So here we are, and happy again Martin Luther King's Day. I hope you enjoyed your weekend, and hopefully you get an extended day for your weekend today as with the day off. It's a national holiday, finally, Martin Luther King Day. So enjoy your day off. Blessings upon you and your families. Hopefully the needs of your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the area of health, along with first responders who every day are doing their best to save lives. Those also that pick up garbage, keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries such as mail for our convenience. Double blessings upon the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children victims of child molestation and pedophilia. The ones out here trying to rescue and recover the people that are victims of prostitution and child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on all the perpetrators of these things. Double curses on all the profiteers of these things. And double curses on the perverted ones that create the demands that cause these industries to exist. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, military veterans, with the numbers growing in the United States of America and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There's going to be a basketball game tonight at Madison Square Garden. The New York Knicks will be hosting the visiting Dallas Mavericks. Now, I don't like the connotations. There are those that are extreme in their views, and that's their business. But I don't like it because it sets up the Knicks for failure. Thing is, Dallas is hurt. Cooper Flag might play. I think the likelihood is I think he won't play, but he might play. And pretty much everybody else that's the main part of their rotation is hurt right now. So there'll be a lot of people saying, well, this should be an easy game for the Knicks. And I don't like that attitude. That's how you lose basketball games, with that type of attitude. But I will admit, because of the injuries, so you got D'Angelo Russell, Daniel Gafford, P.J. Washington, Cooper Flag is questionable for the game today. And then AD, of course, Anthony Ambulance, going to be in his sickbed today, so his limousine ambulance will not be showing up. Kyrie Irving, of course, still out with that knee injury. Dante Exum again, he's in Anthony Ambulance University. Derek Lively is underwent surgery on his foot. So they have a lot of injuries right now, and they're coming in today, and they're going to be playing Max Christie, Najee Marshall, Caleb Martin, Dwight Powell, Klay Thompson, Brandon Williams, Nembhard. These are still professional basketball players. So you got to respect them or you'll get beat by them. This is the league. But understanding that the Knicks will have or should have at this point the full contingent of their rotation for one of the few times that they've had it this season, the full contingent of their rotation, understanding that that's the situation today. So they should have Brunson today. Although they have him listed as questionable. They should have Josh Hart today, who's also listed as questionable. You have Brunson and Josh Hart along with Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Cat. Then you're going to have Mitchell Robinson. You're going to have Jordan Clarkson, Landry Shaman, and of course Deuce Yabusele. I believe they'll probably play him because they're trying to set him up, or should I say showcase him for the trade that I think they're going to make before the trade deadline. So they'll have their full contingent today. And this is a game, and this is the thing. In every NBA season, of course, we know it's an 82-game grind. And the grind itself is a war. It's a battle, okay? That's a battle every team has to deal with. And that's where a lot of injuries come from in part of the grind. But this is a game that every once in a while you get a game that helps you get back to right, okay? So if the Knicks have their full contingent today, this is such a game that they can get back to right. Now, without Brunson and without Hart, basically what we saw in the last loss against the Suns is the non-McBride minutes were where it hurt the Knicks. Anytime McBride was not on the floor, they were in trouble. They were in trouble. Anytime McBride was not on the floor, they were in trouble. So it's like what happened before McBride came into his own. Now he's coming into his own, but with the non-Brunson minutes. If you recall, the non-Brunson minutes, people were talking about we need more bench because the non-Brunson minutes are blah, 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 blah. We can't score. We can't do it. Well, that's what happened Saturday night. The non-McBride minutes, because McBride was +6, the non-McBride, and he had 23, was what hurt the Knicks. They were turning the ball over. In fact, they had 17 turnovers against Phoenix. So having our regular rotation back with Brunson and the crew, the turnovers should be better. Should be. Brunson is known sometimes turn the ball over too, but hopefully the turnovers will be better. Last game we played, Mikal Bridges had 3, Towns had 3, OG had 4. We cannot have that. Tyler Kolek had 3. We cannot have that. And Kolek is not a turnover machine generally, but that's what sunk us this last game. All of the other stats in this last game were very, very close. Like if you look at the free throws, the free throws were basically 25-27 in favor of Phoenix, but still that's pretty close. The 3-point shot, the Knicks shot 44. The Suns shot 42. Field goal percentage 41-40 in favor of Phoenix, but it's very close. The Knicks out-rebounded them overall, out-rebounded them on the offensive glass. The Knicks had only 20 assists, and they only had 22 on Phoenix side. The ball wasn't moving anywhere, right? Then the 17 turnovers. That's the glaring thing. 17 turnovers. Fast break points were 16-15. See? So it was close. Points conceded off turnovers, 19-10. They did take advantage of that, but that's because we had 17 turnovers. So the points in the paint, the Knicks won 32-28. But still, you need to control all of them things, but you need to control them turnovers. And so when Deuce was not in the game, and Deuce had 5 assists and 0 turnovers, Deuce was +6, they was hurting. The Knicks were hurting. Having Brunson back, and now you add a Deuce, and you have Shamet with Deuce together, you have a better situation now. And then you're going to have a MitchRob. See, they out-rebounded Phoenix, and there was no MitchRob. No, MitchRob was there. MitchRob was there. Yeah, he was there. It wasn't the back-to-back. But they're going to have MitchRob again. So it's a good-looking situation. The Knicks can use this game to get back on track, to get back to the Knicks basketball they should play. And that's really what I'm looking at with respect to this game. They really should be able to get back in terms of lower turnovers, better ball movement, getting open threes and hitting them, all of that. They should be able to do that today. If Josh Hart plays, let's say Josh Hart plays, but Deuce does not play. I still like it because you're going to have Josh Hart, who's a rebounding machine, and he's a guy that dives on the floor for them loose balls. That's another thing that hurt the Knicks. Them long misses for the Suns made, they would get second and third opportunities because the Knicks wasn't boxing out people on the perimeter, and the Suns were taking advantage of that. This is good in terms of teaching the Knicks what we need to work on. See, so this is a game today. They need to really step this game up here. Now, after they play Dallas at home tonight, they got Brooklyn at home Wednesday. Then they travel to Philly, and then they get Sacramento at home on next week, Tuesday. Travel to Philly for Saturday, and next Tuesday they got Sacramento at home. So right now, it's a good part of the schedule to get right because of the combination of not having to travel a lot. Because look, they're at home against Dallas. They're at home against Brooklyn. They only got to travel to Philadelphia. That's just a quick ride up the Jersey Turnpike. Then they got home against Sacramento. Then they travel. The first real travel game is Toronto next week. They got Toronto. So they got a good situation. I'm not saying this is an easy schedule. It's a schedule that's puts them in a position to get right. So starting tonight against Dallas, they got to play their game, do what they do, low turnovers, win the battle of the paint, win the battle of the offensive glass, Get open looks. Hit those open looks. Stop people from coming in your paint. Dominate your paint. Stop the point of attack. Guards getting in the paint. This is time to get this right. I don't care what the score is. I don't care if they win by 1 or 41. Just get the dub. That's the key thing here. And again, that's why I don't like the attitude of this is a soft game. We should win this game. That's BS. This ain't high school. This is the NBA. This is serious business. Many people disrespect the league when they talk like that. This ain't like Canarsie, against some other team in Brooklyn. This ain't that. This ain't Suffolk County against Nassau County. This is the league, and it's serious. Every game is serious. They playing for real money. See? So they're playing for spots. And spots in terms of individual roster spots in terms of positioning for the playoffs. They playing for spots. So this is real deal. But the Knicks are good enough to get right with this game. We got the talent to get right with this game. Everybody's now coming back, and it's really good because it's now you getting your full contingent, and you can work with your full contingent and win games with your full contingent. Let me tell you, at this point, if they keep having to play a Diawara or Kolek too many minutes, it's bad news. Okay? This ain't the time. And that's what I've been telling some of you rookies from the beginning of the season. We got to play our youngins. No, we don't. We got to win is what we got to do. Okay? Now y'all seen it. During the cup run, you playing the youngins. Okay, we won. But now what? We getting our ass beat. We can't be playing the youngins. It ain't time for that. The grown men got to come out, and you got to keep the youngins on the bench or on the G League or wherever. But you can't keep playing them now. This is the time. And the NBA, the players and the teams are too good. They will exploit you. Okay? They will exploit you. And the Knicks know that. So, and that's on Brown. And I believe what I do respect about Mike Brown, he has issues. But what I do respect him, he's smart enough to see when something's not working. He's smart enough to see what's going on. See, with Tibbs, and I'm not down in Tibbs because Tibbs is my guy. But what I'm saying is Tibbs has a set, rigid game plan, and he ain't changing it. He got the set, rigid 7 guys he going to play, and he ain't changing it. Okay? He don't care what. And so you know what you getting with Tibbs. And he coming with toughness. He coming with rebounding. He coming with rugged defense. And if you can't contribute those things, you won't play. Brown is a little bit more collaborative. So with all that, he can figure out what changes he needs to make. And so you're going to see a Mitchell Robinson, Jordan Clarkson, Landry Shamet. If Brunson is playing, you're going to see Deuce McBride. That's going to be your bench with Yabusele. And then you'll have your regular 5. You won't see a Diawara. You won't see Kolek. You won't see Daddier, Hoop Porty, McCullough. You won't see them unless it's a blowout. If it's a blowout, okay. Because you rest your guys, and Brown is good at that. We know Tibbs didn't like to do that, but Brown is good at that. If we blowing you out, you can rest your guys and let the youngins play the fourth quarter or whatever. But get your game plan together. Stick with your game plan. Establish your game plan. Don't let them dictate what you do. You do what you do. And let them challenge the response. So I think this is a good game for that. Hope nobody gets hurt. The last game, what I didn't like with Brunson getting hurt is nobody touched him. It was a non-contact ankle injury. That's a little scary, right? But, like I said, if Brunson doesn't play, I'm concerned, but I'm also confident in Deuce McBride. I'm confident. If Brunson doesn't play, Josh Hart and McBride will be out there. We'll still have Robinson, Clarkson, and Shamet. The only question is how many minutes you giving Kolek, and I'm telling you, he gave him too many minutes last time. 17 minutes was too many for Kolek. It's too many. And again, I know you Kolek fans. That's cool. I like Kolek. I don't like him for 17 minutes when they done figured out his game, because that's what happened. The league done figured out Kolek. Okay? Now, eventually, I believe Kolek will counter that and work on whatever he needs to work on to counter. But for now, the league done figured him out. So he's got extra work to do now, which I believe he will do, to come back and counter what they counted on him. That's how it works in the league. But he was minus 17. Can't be having that. Not right now. So I think you will see Robinson, Clarkson, Shamet if Brunson does not play. Deuce will start. You're going to get some Yabusele. He got 9 minutes at Yabusele plus 8. That's about the max you could get out of him. And in this team, I'm not saying he can't do that on other teams. He might do better. He's just not fitting here. But if you can get that from him, you're doing good. That's before you get diminishing returns. And I think Brown has figured that out. So that's that. Right now, Deuce is on a tear. That's what I'm saying. So they're going to need another ball handler. That's why you might see Kohler. You cannot have them turnovers. But if you look at it, again, the turnovers didn't come from the guards. Well, it came from Kohler. But I'm saying, you're talking about OG, Towns, and Bridges. They created just them right there. That was 10 turnovers between them 3 guys. So we got to do better. I give Towns a little bit of a pass on it. The reason is because I want the ball in his hands. So it's like with Brunson. Towns ain't a point guard though, so he's gonna create some turnovers, but he's also gonna create some assists. He's gonna create some passes as well. So the problem with last time, he only had 2 assists and 3 turnovers. Right? So we could do better. Looking for him to do better. And Towns can be a bully. He can't, we know dumb fouls. He does do them. I don't mind Towns fouling. But stupid things like a guy coming across the lane and you grab his arm, or you sticking your leg out to trip somebody, that's the kind of stuff we got to leave alone. And he got to know they're watching him. Or using your off arm to push somebody off while you're going to the basket. That kind of thing could be limited. If he's just defending the rim or rebounding aggressively and it's a foul, I don't mind that. That you actually want that, y'all. So I don't mind that, but it's the ones that you like, what are you doing, bro? This is, and you'll hear it from Clyde Frazier. That was an asinine foul. He'll say that. And he's right. So we need Carl to tighten that up. And I believe Carl knows he needs to tighten it up. But in all fairness, he is getting hacked the heck out. And refs are letting it go. But I believe they retaliating for his mouth. So and I believe he caught that memo, and sometimes he tried to keep his mouth shut. Now, last game he didn't. It's like, he's our problem child like Juju was. But we're going to have to hope we get the one that's the good cat today, not the bad cat. So, it's a good game for the Knicks to get right today. So let's use this game, get on all cylinders. I don't mind Brunson sitting one more game. I really don't, because I'm so confident in Deuce right now. I just am a little concerned missing that ball handling, and of course the assassin that Brunson is. But I think we could do business one more game without Brunson if we needed to. So I'm not worried. If Brunson plays, great. If he doesn't, it's okay. I do want Josh Hart in there though. We do need him. So let's see what we could do here. But anyway. Please enjoy the game. The afternoon 5 o'clock game. Enjoy the game. Don't trip. Don't let X control what you say. Be logical, not emotional about your team. Love your team. Stick with your team. Defend your team. But don't let people start letting you talk negative about your team. And don't come to my channel with it, because you will get iced. Enjoy the game. Shalom.